when Kyle said, "How are people so stupid?" I had a thought and I kept it to myself. And we are seeing the difference between like 25-year-olds and nearly 40-year-olds, right? At 25, he's like, yeah, my friends and I, we were in enclosed space having fire extinguisher wars.
We're 14.
We almost died. Okay,
maybe
14.
12. We were like 12, 14.
I pictured it that property you bought. I guess I was wrong.
Oh, no. We broke into this place. This was not our place.
14-year-old Kyle was so dumb. He had an indoor fire extinguisher battle with his friend. 40-year-old Kyle is like, how are people so stupid that they don't know, proper
the
fire extinguishing technique?
Thing is like a household thing that you should just know. Like, you gotta pick that up.
I can imagine a world where 14-year-old Kyle doesn't do the right thing.
Oh no, I had seen many a grease fire at 14. I was a master of fire at 14. All right, I had started many a blaze. Okay, I had a Zippo. I liked fire a little too much. It was getting a little.
Yeah, me too.
It was getting a little scary.
You were a firebug.
I had to pull back. Yeah.
There were 500 Boy Scout troops at the Boy Scout Jamboree, and my troop, named the Pyromaniacs, got first place in the fire starting competition. First place out of 500. And I am still that guy. We go camping. I'll get your fire going.
Last place in the fire stopping competition.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You guys must have gone into that being like, this is like, we can't lose this. Like we cannot lose the fire building competition as the Pyromaniacs to the honeybees.
Even just like 2 years ago, I'm going camping. It's snowing out. It's like coming down, and I'm the first one at the campsite. And by the time my friends get there, their fire is cooking, and they're like, "How'd you do it?" I was like, "I had a match. I cheated." And he's like, "No, but like, what did you?" And I was like, went under the snow layer, found the dry leaves, twigs, this and that, built it up largely. He's like, I don't think I could have done that. It's like, I'm that guy. I get your fire going.
You're the fire guy.
I don't boast a lot, but I can fucking start a fire.
You can fire it up. Better than Tyler, or at least me. You guys are both elite firemen. Just earlier this week, my girlfriend brought a fire pit over that she wanted to have here because we spent all our time here, not at her house. And I hadn't done a fire in a long time, and it was like a fire pit situation where like it had been outside, and where it gets that like ash layer of previous fires that gets soaking wet. Well, it was sopping wet, and in my head I'm like, I'm no fucking Eagle Scout, but I know I should lug this heavy ass thing over and then scoop all this out and then dump it and get rid of it. And I was like, but that's a lot of annoyance and work. And I'm also trying to burn a bunch of Sprite Zero 12-pack boxes and a bunch of Amazon boxes. And so I was like, and I had maybe like 8 logs that were, semi dry. A couple of them mostly dry. A couple of them a little they were popping when they lit. And I was like, I'm just going to brute force this fire, because I can put this top on to make sure that those like dangerous, because I live near a wooded area, and so I don't want those like giant flecks of like red hot cardboard like floating out, because that's always a stress attack. We're like, oh no, oh fuck. And
that's how Colin lost his trampoline.
He burned it up. And so I did the same thing where like I just fed like 6 12-packs of cardboard Sprite Zero into this fire, and it was steaming more than it was smoking because of the amount of heat. And I was like feeling like a complete idiot where, halfway through I'm like through almost all my cardboard. I even went into my garage and like reached into my recycling and got more cardboard out just to feed this thing. Got it going in the end, but certainly not to the level you guys would have respected.
No, I always cheat. I've never had to like build one the like hard way. So I would always have one of those little blue propane blow torches, and I would almost always use gasoline. Like there's gasoline always. So I would just soak everything in gasoline. It didn't matter if it was moist or wet or what time of year it was. It'll burn if you got a blowtorch and some gasoline.
I didn't have any gasoline.
Gonna do gasoline, people watching. Make a trail of gasoline to where you want to start it, and it'll go. Don't put your match directly in the gasoline and have it go your face.
Have you ever seen that guy where they're like in the wilderness and they have a giant pile of what has to be like scrap wood from a torn down old shed they're going to rebuild there, something like that? It's like a pile higher than him, and they're running around all haphazardly spraying like bottles upon bottles of kerosene on it. And I'm like, I'm no genius, but this doesn't look good. And the guy walks up with like a match, and it almost like a movie like blows him back because it erupts immediately. It turns out gasoline loves fire, and it just
it's the vapor. So gasoline vapor is heavier than air. So when you've got like a brush pile, especially where all this crevice is in there, and you soak it in gas, especially on a hot day where the sun's baking, it turns into vapor, and then it just sits there in this condensed cloud of gasoline vapor, which is how internal combustion engines work, by the way. They're spraying a pressurized mist of gasoline vapor and then igniting it. So when you light that stuff, it's almost an explosion. What happens?
If you put gasoline on like a flat cardboard box, you get fire. If you put gasoline in like a bunch of twigs, you get an explosion because the vapors are what blow. Gas burns, gas vapors explode.
Yeah. You got to find a safe way to light that, or at the very least, you'll burn your eyebrows off. They're big and loud explosions. Like we made a huge pile one time. We had cleared off some land, so there were whole trees in there. And then I think we had mushed up a single wide trailer, like that people lived in.
Mushed it up. What does that mean?
You take a bulldozer and you mush it up. So it's a all it is.
You've never done that, Taylor?
A single wide trailer is just like
it's cool.
It's like the base of it is like a trailer that you would put things on. Like don't think house trailer, think like cattle trailer or like lumber trailer. And then they build a house on top of that. So you mush all the stuff off the top. And anyway, we had an enormous trash pile of just garbage and trees and stuff, and we soaked that bitch with 10 gallons worth of gasoline and shot it with a flaming arrow from about 30 yards away.
Never done that.
Oh, it blew it. We had a bunch.
How do you make a flaming arrow?
You take an arrow and you take some cloth or something and you put it on the end and light it up and shoot it
and
at
it flies pretty straight if you do that, I guess.
Yeah, for 30 yards or something. If you've got a real bow, like a compound bow, then the arrow shoots so fast that a lot of times it'll leave the flaming part behind. Like it'll accelerate and like leave it behind. So I had like a kid's bow though, like a little Tonto type thing. But the explosion sent there were these containers of, I think they were milk jug containers I think there had been distilled water in them that we used to medicate chickens. We mix the distilled water with their medication and then you feed it through a whole system. But anyway, there must have 50 of them in there. They rained down. They went so high in the air. It was amazing. And ever since then, I loved explosions. I was like 12 when that happened, and I was like, how can we blow up more things, Dad? How can we blow up more things? He's like, oh, it's dangerous. Don't blow things up. I was like, all right, I promise.
I promise I won't make a living on this.
Dude, we were making pipe bombs in high school. Like in the metals lab, we were making our pipe bombs.
At school, not like high school age. That's insane. No one was keeping an eye.
Well, we wouldn't so when I say we'd make a pipe bomb, we would make the pipe part and prepare it. We would take what we were trying to do is make toilet paper cannons. Because you ever been to a football game and they shoot the cannon off when they score?
Yes.
That's a toilet paper cannon. They've got a black powder charge in a real-ish cannon, and then they just stuff toilet paper in there hard with a packer. And so you get a big boom, but no projectiles. All you did was burn powder and shoot toilet paper. And we wanted to do that, but we packed it too hard. We took this pipe and we welded it to a flat piece of steel, put a hole in the bottom for the fuse, put powder in it, and then we started like ramming magazines. We didn't have toilet paper, so we were like tearing. I had a Cabela's catalog. I remember those things are thick.
Magazines.
Yeah. And I'm packing those glossy pages down in there hard as fuck on top of the powder while we all stand around. And it's like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm in my head, I'm like,
after this, you guys want to go to Blockbuster?
Everybody was down for it. It's me and my 3 buddies in a field, and like we lit that thing and it did not shoot the magazines out. It exploded into a rain of shrapnel. We were all hiding behind trees, so we were fine, but we kept doing that every day in metals. We would make a new one.
We hid behind a rose bush, so there wasn't any trouble.
It was a real tree. You can find a tree. You got something hard between you and an explosion.
Were you upset a little bit? Where you're like, well, we lost our
Fuck no. We had discovered something brand new, a pipe bomb, which was way more fun. One time we lit it and we had actually polished the pipe part that was welded to the base. and the welds, I guess, were a little bad. So when it went off, it didn't explode. It launched the pipe. And so we had taken a grinder and made this one fancy. We had went up and down the rusty pipe and made it shiny, like bare stainless steel, not stainless steel, but shiny steel. And when it launched, we all went like you could follow it up at the speed of holy fuck into the atmosphere. And then we're all just like, I mean, it's coming down at some point, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's coming down at some point. We don't know where it's going to come. And then we hear whack, like back at his house. It hit his fucking house like 150 yards away. And there was just like peeled steel and like smithereens and stuff. Yeah, it was great.
Damn.
But metals was awesome. Our metals teacher did not give a fuck.
The things you guys had to do being that rural to have fun is
there's nothing
crazy. There was you could never be like, let's go bowling.
45-minute drive.
Let's go to a paintball place. Let's go to Bushwhackers and play paintball.
Paintball place is 55-minute drive. That's the other side of Anderson or the other side of Athens. Yeah, or in my pasture where I built my own paintball course where everybody could come and play. Like you had to do stuff for yourself or like make up your own fun or fucking play pretend or some shit because there wasn't. I mean, we had a movie store, but that was it. That was the peak of entertainment in Livonia, Georgia. It was the video store, which is now gone.